How would you like to make working expired listings, are you ready for this? Fun and exciting. Yes, expired listings can be fun and exciting. And I want to tell you how to do it. I want to show you how within 30 days, I got $1 million listing when I first started working expireds back in the day. Yes, I know everybody rolls their eyes and they say, expired listings, I don't want to do expired listings. But with the state of the current economy right now, I think we're going to see expired listings on the rise. And I'm working with a number of people in my coaching program, the Listing Collective, who are working expireds, and they're doing it very successfully. So don't poo-poo. Hey, listen, in the Listing Collective, I don't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. So if you're just absolutely dead set against expired listings, just move on to the next video. But if you want to make it fun and exciting, I am going to tell you how. This is so easy. So the number one thing that you have to do when you have expired listings is you have to filter those listings. Here's the deal. If I told you to go out and search 500 expired listings for the last 2 years and you had to call them all, you would freak out. The amygdala in the back of your brain would just say, woo, I can't do that. Flight or fight, it's going to flight. It's going to run because nobody can call 500 expireds all at once, let alone over a week period. Plus, when you have that kind of volume, if you want to say, like the number of listings that you have to call, it's just too much. Your brain will just shut down. So here's what you want to do, and this is the key. You want to take all the expireds that you have in your marketplace, let's just say for the past year, for the past 6 months, and filter those expireds. Filter them based on your price point, especially the more expensive ones. This is a great opportunity to cherry pick the expired listings that you want because you can increase your average sales price, obviously. If your average sales price is $500,000 and you can start getting expired listings, in the $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 price range, that's a cool thing. So cherry pick the expired listings based on the price point, based on the location, maybe based on the type of property that you really want to work with. I used to love multi-unit buildings in San Francisco, and when they expired, I was all over them. So you can put a filter through these expired listings because those are the ones that you really want to work with. Now, next, what you want to do, and I really think this is the most important thing, is you really want to prioritize the expired listings that you really, really want, okay? The ones that are like your dream listing, your dream expired listing, because I want you to basically take the expireds and only come up with maybe 10 to 15 of them. That's right, 10 to 15 expireds that you're working at one time, all right? 500 expireds versus 10 to 15 expireds, guess what? 10 to 15 expireds seems a lot more manageable, a lot more doable. And the cool thing about having a smaller number of expireds is that you are going to be able to give them the touching, the service that they need, okay? So let me explain. What you want to do is you want to pull out every trick in the book, use your creativity, but figure out a way to contact that seller. Text them if you have their information. Find their information using skip tracers. There's a lot of CRMs out right now, like Vulcan 7, that will find their contact information, including their cell phone, including their landlines if they still have one. But you want to be so diligent and persistent with it because, see, this is the deal. With 10 to 15 expireds, you can touch each one of them every single day. And touch is what you need to do because what you want to do is you really want to reach out to those people, text them, call them, stop and knock on their door. I don't recommend sending notices or sending postcards. Save your first class stamp because they're getting 87 pieces of mail of everybody else that wants that listing. So you've got to be more aggressive. So make sure you're calling them and texting them, emailing if you got their email. Go to their door. That's the other thing that you have to do. Go to their door, knock on the door, and bring your pre-listing package with you. Now, the pre-listing package, which I also call the statement of qualifications, is something that if you want mine, just put pre-listing down in the comments below and you can plagiarize and make it your own. But it's a slick marketing device that basically is a mini CMA that actually will help you assert your credibility if you want, and you could bring that pre-listing package or your statement of qualifications to the door. If they're not there, leave it leaning against the door because you're going to put it in a nice 8.5 by 11 folder, nice 8.5 by 11 envelope with your business card. It's very impressive and it really will stand out. But go to their door. I used to keep, when I was living in San Francisco, I'm still an agent working from Panama with my business partner and my team in San Francisco. But when I was there, I would keep like 20 of these statement of qualifications already in envelopes, in folders, in the trunk of my car. And I would go to expired listings. I'd keep them in a folder right on my car seat. And I would, as I'm going to other appointments, I would map out, oh, I can hit these 2 expireds on the way to my listing appointment over here. So be really aggressive, be really assertive when you're trying to reach out to these expired sellers. Because the deal is, as I mentioned before, when you only have 10 or 15 to work with and they're really your ideal listings that really excite you, it's a lot more interesting. You can make a game out of it. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more interesting to really touch these people as much as possible. And then here's the deal. As you know, and this is a big problem that people working with expireds do, as you know, a lot of listing agents, they just stop calling. Like they'll call the expired once, or they'll maybe send one email or text or whatever, and they stop. That's what you don't want to do. You want to keep reaching out to them because there's so many studies about this, but you really need to touch somebody 8 to 10 times before you give up. So if you keep calling them and leaving them messages and you don't get anything after 10 tries, okay, maybe you can put them in the old expired list where maybe you call those expireds, once a week or maybe once a month, okay? And so I had a separate folder just for old expireds. And then here's the key. If you take one out, you need to put another one in. So you need to find another one that is actually going to complete your set so that you have 10 to 15 expireds that you're working all the time. Now, here's a pro tip for you. And a lot of agents don't do this, but go back to the old expireds. This is something that's really important to do. Find expireds like from 2 years ago, from a year ago, from 3 years ago. If those people who once had selling on the brain, if those people have not relisted their property for sale and they're still there, guess what? I have received so many listings by reaching out to expired sellers, from 2-3 years ago, because they did have selling on the brain at one point in time. And guess what? They probably still do. So make sure that you're reaching out to the older expireds as well. But again, you only want to be working 10 to 15 expireds at a time. Don't work with any more than that because then your brain's going to shut down or you're just not going to do a good job keeping in touch with these people every day because you should be reaching out to them every single day. Get creative, go to the door, send them or give them your statement of qualifications and watch your business increase. If you want more information about this, make sure if you want my statement of qualifications, just put statement down in the comment. And I'll send you mine for free, which you can plagiarize and use. If you want to talk about different strategies on how we can 2, 5, 10x your listing business today, hit the link down below and let's jump on a phone call. But expireds can be very fun and they can be very lucrative. So go try your hand and let me know how it goes.